All right, guys, in this video, I get to talk about one of my favorite subjects because it gets to show off how great our coops are, and it's one of the most important subjects when it comes to keeping chickens, and that is, what do you need to know about having chickens in a hot climate or in a cold climate? Let's get it going. When it comes to having backyard chickens, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is have the wrong size chicken coop, and that is primarily because you got to make sure your chickens have enough room so they don't get stressed and start pecking at each other. But the other reason why you got to make sure you have the right size coop, because it allows you to get the right amount of ventilation. If you don't have the right amount of ventilation, your chickens are going to die from heat. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make all the time is they focus on the cold. Chickens do well in cold temperatures. Trust me, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. First, I want to focus on the heat. So we're going to take this beautiful Carolina coop that you see right here. It's 8 foot wide, has a 6 foot deep hen house, and we got an 18 foot long run. All right. Now, when I open up this hen house, I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. And the easiest analogy I can think of, so you picture what I'm trying to say, is all our hen house is doing is protecting the chickens when they're sitting on the roost bar at night. And this roost bar, I've said it a million times, all this is the tree branch. What chickens did before coops were invented, they'd go up into the trees, and that would gave them the best chance of survival. And what we have done is we build this chicken coop so we have the convenience of being able to protect our chickens, and we can have easy access to the eggs. But when they're in here on the tree branches, think about when you're up in the tree, you have, I guess we could call it 100% ventilation. There's nothing really restricting it. Well, if we got to protect our chickens, we have to build, in this case, let's say 4 walls, a roof, and a floor. If we cannot mimic as much as possible them being up in the tree branch, we're going to have problems. So what I love about our chicken coop is when it comes to right away size, all right? What I mean when I say size, we have room for error. If you look at a lot of those little Chinese chicken coops where they lie to you, they tell you to put 6 chickens in this little 2x2 box. The reason why that is such a problem is, one, you're gonna have all kinds of problems when it comes to cleaning it. And they're also gonna get stressed because it's cramped. But when we're talking about heat, that hen house doesn't have room for air. It doesn't have time to exhale. And a lot of them, the ventilation even sucks on those little coops. When you look at our chicken coops, we have ventilation on all 4 sides of the walls, and also it ventilates out through the ridge cap, meaning this hen house, when it does warm up, air comes in and it's going to exhaust naturally out through the ridge cap. It's not going to act like a pressure cooker. It's not going to keep building up in temperature. So when we have this large area, think of that as room for air. If this is a really, really small hen house, even with ventilation on all 4 sides, it's going to have that much harder time keeping cooler. Now, speaking of ventilation on all 4 sides here, I just opened up the back hen house doors, but I wanted you to see, here's the screen on our back doors. And, you know, right now we're in the Carolinas, it's summertime, it's warm. It is ideal to open up your hen house doors, just like this. And again, just gives them as much ventilation as this structure can allow, still keeping them safe at night. All right, here's the other thing. Again, we're talking about why it's so important to have the right size chicken coop. The other thing I love about keeping the hens cool is look at the height the chickens have above these roost bars. And actually, I just happen to have a tape measure on me. So let's take a look here. In the center, all the way up to the ridge cap is 40 inches. You go over here to the side wall, you got 22 inches, all right? The reason why that's important is because of the size of our hen house, their heads aren't up near that roof. It's just gonna help keep it cooler. The other thing is, just to mention, when these hen houses are exhausting, you always remember chickens do have a sensitive respiratory system. And by this hen house not only ventilating the heat, it also helps emit any potential harmful gases that could be harmful to the chickens. And those gases aren't getting trapped up by the ridge cap because, one, it's ventilated, but also if the chickens are up with their heads close to that roof, they're breathing that in, versus in our coops, they're all the way down here, a lot lower. All right, so here's the other thing. Talking about heat, one of the things I love about this particular coop is all of our cupolas are fully functional. Honestly, it's 99% aesthetics, but cupolas are designed to help make sure you're exhausting that hen house, all that hot air. So here on this particular model, we have that fully functional cupola. Also helps keeping the hens cooler. And then the other thing is, you know, I showed you guys how the cantilever doors work on the back of the hen house. If we come over here on this side, the whole idea is easy functional windows. that allow for ventilation, cross ventilation. We're taking up probably 80% of the upper half of this wall, allowing air to get through there to continue keeping the hens cool. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, one of the biggest ways to keep your hens cool is this material right here, is putting a metal roof on your hen house. Yes, you know, right now I'm touching it, it's warm. Again, it's summertime. This is a black roof, but because it's metal, it has a very high TSR, which means total solar reflectance. What's happening is it's emitting, it's radiating that heat back up into the sky, not absorbing that heat, warming up the hen house, okay? The other thing is that I love about the design of all of our coops, where we have a hen house attached to a run. This run area offers shade inside the run, which is also very critical, especially when that sun gets higher in the sky and it's getting hotter. What this roof is doing is it's mimicking the canopy of a forest. It's nice and shady down at the bottom, helping keeping the hens cool. All right, now let's talk about it's wintertime, it's cold, and here's where I see people make all kinds of mistakes. The number one mistake you make with your chicken coop and your chickens in the wintertime is insulating and heating your hen house. And the reason is, when you insulate this hen house, okay, or any hen house, what you're doing is, one, you're blocking off the ventilation, which even hen houses in the wintertime need to ventilate, okay? And then also, when you insulate the hen house, you're trapping in moisture. So let's picture, okay, it's wintertime, we've insulated this, the hen house can't breathe at all. You put a heat lamp in there, which is gonna give you a huge increase in risk of a fire. The chickens are in here and it's warm, they're cozy, they're like, oh, this is great. But don't forget, chickens need to work. They need to go down into the run. All right, so you're up inside here, it's nice and warm, you're covered with condensation, you're covered with moisture because the hen house is insulated. When those chickens come down inside this run is fully opened right now to the outside elements. That means it's cold. That means there's potential wind chill, which is what we really need to focus on, is wind chill, not so much the temperature. But right now, if you're heating your hen house, you've done two things. You've warmed up the chickens, they're covered with moisture, they come down into the run area, they're going through a very drastic, quick temperature change, which can stress them out. And on top of it, they're covered with that moisture. So now you've increased the chances of frostbite. The right thing to do is, again, like a coop like ours. It's wintertime, it's not the temperature, it's wind chill, okay? All you gotta do is, within a couple seconds, close off your windows. You have blocked the wind chill. That's what's important in the wintertime, not the temperature. Let the hen house be. You don't have to insulate it, you do not need a heat source. But here's what's important. When the chickens wake up in the morning and you want them to go down in the run to work, the ideal situation is to make the temperature and the environment the same in the run as you are in the hen house. And what I mean by that is, okay, so we've blocked off the wind chill, there's still ventilation in the hen house, but the chickens are not getting blown out with cold air. What you can do is what I'm about to show you right now. All right, what I want to show you guys is my favorite way to get that consistency inside your run in the wintertime. Now, quick disclaimer, you don't have to do it this way. You can absolutely wrap your run in plastic. However, the problem with it is it might not look that good. What I'm about to show you is our storm shields. And the reason why we love our storm shields is we cut them all out on our CNC machine. They are pre-drilled and it's polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is 400 times stronger than glass. It is very, very strong and it's gonna last you a lifetime. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna install one just to show you guys. So here is a run cover. This one is for an 8x, so that's perfect. That happens to be the coop we're in. Run cover wall 6 side. All right, perfect. So if you order our storm shields, they're gonna come to you just like this. We're gonna rip the plastic off. All right, now we're gonna peel this off and you'll see it is crystal clear. It's an 1/8 inch thick. It doesn't need to be real thick. All you're doing is blocking the wind chill. All right. So this particular one is designed to go right here in this panel, all right, blocking off the wind. So we're gonna go ahead and install this. if you buy our storm shields from us, it comes with roofing screws. And the reason why I love roofing screws is for two reasons. You have a neoprene washer, all right, which is gonna help displace the pressure against the polycarbonate because it is gonna take on some wind and we don't want any unnecessary pressure. So again, it helps displace the pressure from the screw. The other thing is it requires a 1/4 inch nut driver. So you can use these over and over. As long as you do it correctly, the chances of rounding out these heads is very, very little. So what I'm gonna do is put this run cover up, put it in place. Perfect. And then when you're installing them, do what I call roll and dough. All you're gonna do is don't go to the lower corner. Work it out. All right, so there's our storm shield, okay? Now, you screw it on, and again, what I love about the storm shields is they're very, very strong, but in a minute, we're gonna go around on the outside, and I'll guarantee you, especially when they're brand new, you don't see them, all right? Now, you can screw these on the outside of your coop. Honestly, I think most people do that. I don't like it. I think it's better to put it on the inside. Either way, we like the screws because this is not blowing off. We have tried Velcro, we have tried magnets, we have tried all the other things, and trust me, this is the quickest, easiest, guaranteed way to keep this storm shield on. But again, here's the point to this. In the wintertime, do not heat your hen house, close off the wind chill, leave the temperature where it's at, make it consistent with the temperature from the hen house down into the run, and block off the wind chill. That is gonna make it so much nicer inside this run. It's not only gonna keep it comfortable for the chickens where they're not fighting the wind chill, but also, especially if you're in, like, say, the Northeast, where we get a ton of lake effect snow, it's gonna block that snow from coming in, leaving this forest floor still 100% accessible for them. Also, I know in a lot of areas during the wintertime, you get a lot of rain. One of the nice things about having this solid roof run is it keeps it fairly dry in here. I know you can have situations where you got runoff or some sideways rain. This will also help blocking that sideways rain. All right, so here we are on the outside of the run. I just installed that storm shield, and I'll guarantee you, unless you can pick up on the reflection, you just can't see it. And again, this is, in my opinion, the quickest, easiest way to block the wind chill, to block the sideways snow, to block that rain from coming inside the run, giving you consistency in the temperature from the hen house down into the run. Your chickens will love it. However, you don't have to do storm shields. You can save a bunch of money and just wrap your coop with plastic. It will work, but it just may not look the same. All right, now after you install your storm shields, or if you're in one of those areas where you get a lot of sideways snow, one of the things we do offer, it actually comes now with your storm shields. You don't have to put them in, but they are nice. Again, if you got that sideways snow and you don't want it blowing up underneath the ridge cap or up underneath the fascia board and blowing in, you can install these foam inserts. And it's real simple. When you install your coop, you can put, in this case, this one is for the underside of the roofing, and it's real simple. It goes right up underneath. You want to install it when you're putting your roof on, and they will still allow ventilation. So I wouldn't say you have to take them on and off during the, the change of the seasons. But again, this isn't for everyone. This is just for if you are in one of those areas where you get a lot of snow coming in sideways. And then of course we have the reverse, and that is this will go up underneath the ridge cap. And it's a little sticky right here. So when you're installing your roofing, you get all your panels on and you're ready for your ridge cap, just put this on just like this. And then you're just gonna put your ridge cap right over top of it, and that will block any of that sideways snow. Quite honestly, 99% of the time, I don't think these are needed. but we have had a couple situations where they are definitely needed and they are available. So again, if you're trying to winterize your coop, don't heat the hen house, block the wind chill, get consistency between the hen house and the run, and your chickens are gonna be happy. All right, guys, I hope this video made sense, and please let me know if you have any questions or comments. Leave them down below. Thanks for watching. Later.